Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mrs. Taylor's math class. Tonight, we're going to continue on with doing questions, some sample questions that you will probably find on the GED. If you know anyone who is interested in getting their GED, send them my way. Am more than willing to help them study. They can send me questions and I will do them for them. Um, but if you want private tutoring, that does cost. But Monday nights are free, so if they have questions for me, I can answer them. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so again, I got these questions from testguide.com. This is quiz number 3. So first question. So the first 5 questions are going to use this particular scenario with the mathematics results, the graph, and the table. So for number 1, it says results that senior students from a large high school received in the international. The results are for, it doesn't make sense, but the results that senior students from a large high school received in the international mathematics examination. That's what these results are. So the question says a pass in this examination is regarded as a mark of 40 or more. How many students in this high school failed to pass this mathematics examination? So let's look at our chart here. Hopefully you can see it because this is kind of small. Uh, but for us to say 40 or more is passing, but they want to know how many people failed the test. So looking at this, we see less than 40 we have in this here. Let's look at these numbers. Uh-oh. Come on. All right. So we have these numbers here. Can we not writing tonight? What's going on? So let's add those numbers up because if you look, the range from 30 to 39 was 67 students. From 20 to 29 was 45 students. From 10 to 49 was 32 students. And from 0 to 9 is 23 students. Now when you add all that up, 23, 32, 45, 67. So these was 10, 17, and then you have 10, 5, 16. So I get 167 students did not pass the exam. All right, so let's keep going. So same picture. This question says, which of the following marked intervals contains the highest percentage of students who sat this examination? So looking at the number of students who took the exam, either at the table or at the actual graph, you see that the number of students in the highest number is 128. And so the interval for that is going to be 50.9. And so that's why I would pick that answer. Okay? So this question so far, the questions so far are not too bad so far. So let's keep going. This question here says, what percentage of students who got a mark between below 30 got a mark below 20? This one right here, the wording is kind of funny, but let's take it step by step. So first, let's figure out how many students got below 30. So if you look at our graph or either our chart, below 30, so we'll say less than 30. If I look, I have 45 students plus 32 students plus 23. And I'm going to write it differently. Let's do it like this. 45, 32, and 23. When I add that up, I get 10, I get 100. So we have 100 students that were below 30. Now let's look at the students who were below 20. So less than 20. So here it would be 32 and 23. If I add those together, I get 55. So it says what percentage of students who got a mark below 30 got a mark below 20. So to find the percent, you would say 55 divided by 100. Well, all percents are out of 100, so this one worked out pretty nicely. You don't have to really do any math. If you know that all percents are out of 100, just go straight to your answer and just say 55%. So, of course, it was this answer here. Okay, let's keep going. So, for the next question, it says the number of students who sat the examination was 466. What is true about the median mark obtained by students who sat this examination? Now, this one is a funny question when it comes to the actual marks, okay? So, you have to find the median. First off, how did they get 466? They added all the numbers up. So this number here, if you add this column, you get 466, okay? So that's 466 different scores. Now, how many scores are in each category? There are 23, then 32, 45, 67, 112, 128, 31, 19, 6, and 3. These are how many scores in each category. So in order to find the median score, it's going to be kind of hard for us to find the actual number that represents the median for this, okay? So what we do know is that we have 466 scores or people, and we want to know where is going to be the median somewhere. So we know that median means middle. So we divide this by 2. You get 233. So because it's even amount of numbers, your median is going to be between person 233 and person 234. But where is that going to lie? Okay, so if you just start at the bottom, or you can start at the top and work your at the bottom. If I start from the bottom, I'm going to work my way up. And where is it going to be 233 and 234? Well, in order to do that, you need to add it together. So let's start from the bottom. So I got 23 plus 32. That's 55. I'm not at 230. I'm not at 233 or 234. So let's add on the 45. So I'm at 100. Still not enough. Let's add on the 67. I'm at 167. I'm still not enough. So I did this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now let's add on the 112. If I add on the 112, I get 9 and 7 and 2, 279. So I have surpassed 233 and 234. So that means that these numbers would lie somewhere in this range. And this range here is going to be 40 through 49. And so that is going to be, it lies here. It lies somewhere from 40 to 49. That is going to be our answer. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, here's another question. It says, what is the probability that if you randomly pick two students who sat for the examination, you would find they both got a mark of 70 or better? Okay, so for this kind of question here, you have to say, okay, let's look at 70 or better. Let's look, where is that? 70 or better is going to be down here. So if I add those numbers together, I get 19 plus 6, and that's going to get me 25 plus 3 gets me 28. So that's 28 people who scored 70 or better. Okay, so out of 466 people. So for the first person, 28 out of 466. And then I need to multiply that quantity. That's going to give me one individual. This will give me one person. What's the probability of picking one person that got a score of 70 or better out of 466? It's going to be 28 out of 466. Now I need to pick the second person. If I pick the second person, I've already taken out one person. So the second person is going to be out of 27 people and out of 465. So this is going to be, so this is my first person, and this is going to be the second person. Okay? So once I multiply that together, it's going to tell me the probability of picking two people or two students who scored 70 or better. So looking at my answer choices, I am going to select this last one here. Oh, it's so small today. I should have made it bigger. I feel like you guys can't see it. But anywho, hopefully you can. All right, let's keep going. Okay, now that was it for the probability questions. I only got a couple more and then I'll be out your way. So for this question here, it says, which is the best simplification of 2 to the 4th times 3 squared divided by 2 times 3? So I'm going to rewrite this question. 2 to the 4th times 3 squared, and all of that is over 2 times 3. So when multiplying exponents, you can actually do this. 2 to the 4th over 2, and that's going to be an exponent of 1. And then times 3 over 2 and 3, and that's going to be an exponent of 1. The rule for this is you need to subtract the exponents. So this is going to be 2, since they have the same base, which is 2. I could say 4 minus 1. And then here I could say 3, 2 minus 1. And so I get 2 to the 3rd times 3. So looking at my answer choices, it's going to be answer choice D. Okay. Next question. It says, which of the following is the same as the square root of 3 plus the square root of 2, and then all of that is squared? Now, let me tell y'all a little trick. If you're able to use a calculator, I would use a calculator for this. And I would figure out, what does this equal as a decimal? And then I would do for each one of them, okay? So, let me get my calculator out. And I'm going to show you just what I mean. So, and I think you are able to use a calculator on the GED. Or do they have it one calculator you can, one day you can use a calculator, or one section you can use a calculator, and the other section you cannot. But if you're able to use a calculator, use it, baby. So, with this, I would say 3, the square root of 3, plus the square root of 2. Okay? Okay, so this answer came out so far. They got 3.14624, and then it keeps going, okay? And then I would square that. Once you square it, you get 9.898794, and so on, okay? So I will look at my answer choices and see, well, which one equals that same thing? So I can already eliminate B and C because that's a 5, that's a 6. That's good. So it's out of A and C. So A, if you can't see it, because I'm going to rewrite it, this is answer choice A, and this is answer choice, not B, but this is D. So D is 5 plus 2 square roots of 5. I would see which one of these is equivalent to that decimal value. So I would say 2 times the square root of 6 plus 5. And I'm already found my answer. Boom, baby. This one equals 9.89897994 dot dot dot. But just for the sake of it, just for the heck of it, let's do the other one. So 2 times 5 square root of 5, and then plus 5. This one came out to be 9.472135 dot dot. Okay, so the answer here should be A. Okay, so for this question here, it says, what is the value of x squared plus x plus 3 divided by x plus 1 when x is equal to negative 1? Oh my gosh, y'all. I remember every time I have a problem like this, I just remember how hard I thought it was when I was in middle school. But it's just like, really, Kim, you really shouldn't have a problem with this. So you're replacing x with the number negative 1. So everywhere, I'm going to rewrite this question first. Let's rewrite it. X plus 2. So everywhere that I see an x, I need to put a negative 1. So this is negative 1 squared plus another negative 1 plus 3, and then negative 1 plus 2. Now let's go ahead and evaluate. Negative 1 squared is 1. And then you have here this plus and minus. That's going to get you a negative 1. And then plus 3. And then negative 1 plus 2 is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3 over 1, which equals 3. And that's your answer. Okay. So for this question here, it says, which of the following is the same as 10x squared minus 11x plus 3? Okay, people. If you know how to factor, then factor. That's going to be your fastest way. But if you do not remember how to factor, then you just need to do distributive property, multiply, that kind of thing. I'm going to show you both methods. Because first let's factor. Let's factor 10x squared minus 11x plus 3. Okay, so the product needs to be 30. Okay, and the sum, let me start over. I'm skipping steps. You're like, what the heck is going on? Let's do it like this. Okay. Whoa. Come on now. Come on, come on, come on. I erase you. Okay. Let's start over. Let me slow it down, slow it down. So let's identify this. This is first off a quadratic in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So the value of a is 10. The value of b is negative 11. The value of c is 3. Okay, so When I'm trying to factor, I need to find the product of A times C, and then I need to find the sum of whatever B is. So in this case, my product is going to be 10 times 3, which is 30, and my sum is the value of B, which is negative 11. So now you ask yourself, well, what two numbers can I multiply to get 30, but when I add those same two numbers together, I get negative 11. So the combination that I have, I'm going to give you a wrong combination first, and I'll just go ahead and give you the right one. So to get positive 30, I know I could say 10 times 3, and I get 30. But if I say 10 plus 3, I get 13. That is not the combination that I want. Now, you also have to remember that multiplying two negatives together will give me a positive answer. So if I say negative 6 times negative 5, I get positive 30. When I say negative 6 plus negative 5, I get negative 11. So that's the combination that I want. So using that combination, I began the process of trying to solve. So you are replacing b of x. So instead of putting negative 11x, I'm going to put minus 6x minus 5x and then plus 3. Take the first two terms, factor out. And you factor out what they have in common. In this case, it's going to be a 2 and an x. And I'm left with 5x minus 3. Take the last two terms. In this case, they have in common a negative 1. And what's left over is 5x minus 3. And I like to say, once you get your twins, these are your twins, then you know you did a good job at factoring. So I'm going to factor out the twins, 5x minus 3. And what's left over, you got 2x and you got a minus 1. So this is going to be 2x minus 1. Okay, so that's my answer. So that's going to be answer choice B. But let's say you don't remember how to do this. You don't remember how to factor. But what you do remember is how to do the FOIL method. Some people call it the FOIL method. Others call it distributive property. Alright, so either way, let's take each answer choice one by one. So when I say do the FOIL method, they do first, outer, inner, and last. So we say 5x times 2x, that gets me 10x squared. And then 5x times negative 1 gets me negative 5x. Then 3 times 2x gets me plus 6x. And then 3 times negative 1 gets me negative 3. When I combine like terms, I get 10x squared plus x minus 3. Well, that is not a match. Okay? Let's do the ones down here. So here I get 2x times 5x, I get 10x squared. 5x times negative 3 gets you negative 15x. 1 times 2x gets you plus 2x. And 1 times negative 3 gets you negative 3. And then I combine the like terms, 2x squared minus 13x minus 3. Again, it is not a match. So we don't want that one. And of course, we didn't want the first one. Okay, let's do this one. 5x times 2x, 10x squared. 5x times 1 is plus 5x. Negative 3 times 2x gets me negative 6x. And negative 3 times 1 gets me, gets me negative 3. I'm going to combine like terms, and I get negative x minus 3. Again, it is not a match. Get rid of it. So, of course, we could check the last one, which we know is a match. So, we could do 5x times 2x. We get 10x squared. 5x times 1, negative 1 gets you negative 5x. Negative 3 times 2x gets you negative 6x. And negative 3 times negative 1 gets you positive 3. Now, combine like terms, I get 10x squared minus 11x plus 3. And that is what we want. It's a match. Okay? So if you don't remember how to factor, at least remember how to distribute. Okay? And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. So, thank you for joining me for another night of math with Mrs. Taylor. I will see you on next Monday night, and I do have scheduled to do another session of sample questions for GED. So, if you know anyone who is interested in taking a GED and they need some help studying or they need someone to explain questions to them, send them my way. Monday nights are free. If they need help, they can just send me a question. If they want private tutoring, they can click on the link in the description box and they can request for me to tutor them. And yes, it does cost some money. So, anywho, I will see you on next Monday night. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.